Hello, hello, beautiful, beautiful people. I am just pouring myself a nice cauldron cup of tea, which is, today I'm drinking ashwagandha, there's rose, green tea, and calendula. So that's the vibe I'm at. That's the vibe I'm on right now, the wavelength. So I am here doing an impromptu or kind of impromptu live. And I'm really excited because I'm going to chat with my friend Mary. It's been a minute since her and I have chatted live, and it's been a while since I've just shown up here to live to talk about the cosmic energy, to talk about, in this particular live, we're going to talk about divine union and soul family. And I'll explain the inspiration for this live. Maybe I'll explain it now, and then Mary, I will bring you on just as an introduction for those hopping on and people coming through. So the inspiration for this conversation to have live, and hopefully, you know, people will be live with us and ask questions and engage and comment. But the inspiration essentially was weeks and weeks and weeks ago with Mary and I doing our fascial maneuvers in the community that we're in regard to that. We were talking about the physical nature of fascia, and I should let Mary really explain this, but I'll just give a brief, summary. So Mary said that visually the fascia, which is the the tissue like underneath the skin, so it kind of holds basically all our organs in place. And Mary, you're gonna have to correct me on this if I'm right or not, but anyways, it holds, and it's our inner layer of skin, and it's a living, breathing, energetic tissue, right? It is life, and we're going to get into a little bit of that as well. But she said the consistency reminded her of like semen. It kind of looked like it, if you ever seen it magnified, and they have videos on YouTube. And so I definitely agreed with that, and I thought it was interesting. So that was weeks ago, and then fast forward to this week, or this past weekend, I had been listening to this sound healing music that was specifically channeled for divine activation, inspiration, just empowerment of the divine feminine. And so I shared it with Mary. And this was really late at night. I think this was the night in which Jupiter conjoined or aligned with Uranus and Taurus, so really recently. And I listened to this during my meditation to really be in that energy. And I sent it to Mary, and she was listening to it too. And so then she replied back of what came forth again with this concept of the divine sperm and light and that connection with the divine union. And I had been really connecting with the cosmic egg and fertility, especially when considering just the energy that we're in right now in the northern hemisphere of spring and renewal and fertility. And the egg was just something, that a visual that has really been standing out to me. So with us combined, we came to the realization of the divine union of like this cosmic egg and that divine light, which, yeah, so we're going to get into it. So that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about divine union, I guess, divine counterparts, and soul family, and where we are right now in this spiritual shift and really like elevation post, that major solar eclipse. And I'm also going to pull some cards. So I'm going to pull from the Angel Tarot deck, and I will also pull an oracle card from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, especially since we're talking about divine intelligence. I really connect with divine masculine as like that divine intelligence and solar energy, and then divine feminine as that divine intuition and lunar energy, and them coming together to create, to birth something intentionally, right? And so there was one other thing I wanted to say. Yeah, and I want to say these energies are within us, right? So we definitely hold within us divine masculine and divine feminine. So I'm going to invite Mary on right now. good. So grab your tea, grab your candlelight, your incense, whatever you're feeling at the time of watching this.
Hello, gorgeous. How are you?
Hey, I'm still flying high from the full moon,
The full moon. I still haven't come off of the
right?
eclipse. Never mind the
Right.
full moon.
That too. That too. And the moon's still in Scorpio, so I'm so glad that we're able to catch this energy of the moon's abundance and illumination in Scorpio, because you and I both share some Scorpio placements in our birth chart, and this is only fitting that we're talking about, divine sexuality, like our organs and all the things.
Well, it's perfect timing because I think that especially with all the healing that everybody's doing and sort of like bringing it inwards and starting to get like some of us are only like me. Big three, what's that? Big three, what? I thought it was like a company name or something like that. And I thought I was pretty on top of the horoscopes, right? But I think that where we are in this particular time in this life is like we're only at the point of scratching the surface of knowing that we have both energies in us. Like we're all going through this identity crisis, right? And now that there's like an open invitation, a knowing, an understanding that all light workers are coming together. First, we're being asked to get comfortable with understanding we have that duality of those energies. And then we're now inviting ourselves to actually mingle. And if some of us have not done that in a long time, to be able to do that dance with the different energies that are we're coming into, it's like having to learn a whole new language all over again, right? You've got to like be on the constant move, like alive of like resetting your boundaries and understanding this and was this okay and was that not okay. So yeah, there's a lot of that going on right now too.
So Raven's here. Raven says, "Hello, beautiful
Hi,
ladies."
gorgeous.
Alexis popped in. Alexis. Oh my gosh.
All our
Okay.
queens are here. This is gonna be good.
Yeah. So definitely throw in
My
your
analogy, my little like my thing. Okay, so let me back it up a little bit. So again, with when I first got introduced to the human garage and we got to that lesson of the magnified of like the fascia and everything, the fascia to me, once it's like under the microscope and everything like that, I took the whole like, oh, I was bullied, I was stupid. So I literally broke it down in layman's terms. You know how they say off of the lips of the babes, they ask the weirdest questions. So one night, and yeah, I was medicated on the couch and I was like, fascia, I don't know, I'm sorry, I can't help it, maybe it's my scorpion traits, but this looks like too much like that, and I don't even feel comfortable saying that live right now, but anyhow,
the fascia looks like semen.
like it looks like semen to me. So and then I was sitting here because I was bullied for being stupid. English was not my first language, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to use my stupid to understand, wrap my brain around this, right? So I'm like, no, but it's gotta be the secret. Like, I mean, divine is brilliant. Like, I mean, he already knows that if the numbers are, they can't surgically remove fascia. Where it's actually what I'm finding is the liquid gold within us that's healing us, type of thing. Why wouldn't the code be embedded within our own DNA, right? Because I just thought of the way that even the actual graphic of the fascia when it's magnified, how it actually represents our DNA symbol that we're so accustomed to seeing in the science and everything, right? And then I was like, yeah, but you're going a little extreme. And then I'm like, no, protein, energy burns energy, sugar burns sugar. And CSI, if I'm not mistaken, that purple violet light is turned on in order to find semen spreads on the sheets and everything like that. So it's a secret code. It's brilliant. And that purple light is the divine crown light. And I got all excited in that. And I'm like, no, I think I'm freaking onto something. And then when you fast forward it into the way that it's coming into the discussions of people that I'm having like one-on-ones with, or now that people are co-creating. And there, I don't know about you, but for me, I've got like pockets of invites of different light workers that are reaching out globally to other light workers.
Yeah.
And with that, if there's, let's say, an in frequency with one audience as opposed to the other that you're most commonly in flow with, we're going to start to be asked to fine tune our comfort with respect to, if I use the analogy of the fascia maneuvers, we have a lot of physical contact, a lot of intimacy, both personally and when we go to invite someone else in. So therefore, not only are we being summoned to intimacy for our own personal healing, but I think that there's a collective invite to that intimacy right here, right now in this. And I think if you remember, I also inserted the whole memory of like, oh, this is putting me in mind of that Sense 8 that was on Netflix, where they had these 8 different individuals globally spread out all over the world, but they can feel each other's energies. And at one point, there's this scene of intimacy and nudity scene that where everybody is sort of very much like the Michelangelo paintings of the cathedrals. You know what I mean? Everybody's nude and there's nothing wrong with anything that's being showcased, right? And in my own personal experience, there's an essence of not necessarily uncomfortable. It's new territory, right? However, if someone is coming from a space of healing wounds, you can be tested on those neurological imprints,
Yeah.
depending if you've been abused as a child, or you've been abducted somehow, or somebody's violated your personal space somehow. All of those things, this is really the true time of tests right here, right now, I feel.
Well,
How well.
at the end of the day, there's two things I want to mention. So at the end of the day, like, just naturally at our core, we crave intimacy. We crave love, and that intimacy and that love is connection, is union. And to just revisit something that you mentioned, and we may or may not go deeper into it here, but you did mention, as far as, or what I'm considering is, where you have your wounds, where you have trauma in reference to intimacy, whether that's sexuality, whether that's just a hug, like a loving hug, like from, maybe you never had that experience from your parents. Maybe, it could be anything, right? And we're in this space of where we are meeting individuals, especially those of us that have been doing the work, which, if you're here right now, you're in alignment with the conversation of what we're saying. And so we're meeting individuals that are holding that space, that are offering that intimacy, and we are doing the same, and maybe in a way that we may not even do it consciously, but it's just the nature of the connection. And so one of the things that I really love that I heard recently is, when you consider yourself, oh, I'm in love with this person, like you meet someone and it's like, I'm in love with them and they just light me up and they make my life. What's really happening is that they are showcasing to you or activating something within you that you love about yourself. So that feeling that you think is really about them, it's really about you, because with that person, they're activating that feeling within you, right? And so it's really us coming into the wholeness, and it is, again, that element of, divine. And go ask daddy, go tell daddy. It is that element of the masculine energy within us and the feminine energy within us coming together and merging, right?
And there's two other angles to add into that very act that you're showcasing right now, is that you've got the angle that we, you know how they say that the proper student or the proper teacher awaits for the student to show up for their lesson type of thing. So that proper, tender, unique, organic fit of that person holding that space for that last callus that needs to be nurtured to healing, that proper person will come to show up for us, right? Because we've already done a lot of the deep cleaning for ourselves. Now we're just literally getting in alignment with those that are going to gracefully hold our hands over the threshold of that so-called finish line. Not that anything ever finishes, but that whole crossover part, right? And then you also have the invitation for us to be shifting our mindset, because we have been in such a space of defense mechanism with how life has shown up for us based on what we've experienced. So now, instead of like stepping into this new environment always like almost prejudging or prescripting what will come of a different mingle of association. So for example, we had this discussion too, I'm working with you and I feel no way to work with you and go in deep. But meanwhile, if it's a young man, or if it's even a man of my age or older or whatever, and just because it's of the opposite sex, I might be guarded. You know what I mean? Because I know that I'm already contagious. People like me. I'm okay with that. And people don't like me. I'm okay with that too. But sometimes it's like for me
Feel
especially.
like you feel the boundaries there. And it's interesting because, I've been having the same experience where I like with my feminine counterparts, like, I love you, like, everything's great. We're messaging each other all day long. And I don't really think much about it. And I do feel like the fire activation, like, I feel the Kundalini energy from my feminine counterparts and those that I'm close with. And Mary, of course, like, you're one of them. And I don't really, I indulge it, I eat it up, right? But then when I have been now connecting with several masculine counterparts, and I know, again, there's this like divine union, soul family coming together, and it's not necessarily, anything sexual, but that fire, that Kundalini energy is there. And, you kind of I'm not going to speak for everyone, but for me, I overthink it and then I put up the blocks, right? But then it's like I realized that I am also putting up blocks to feeling love, feeling abundance, and coming into union with the masculine, not
Mm,
only within, just the physical, but then within
yeah.
myself.
What are we blocking by doing that?
Yeah.
Just that neurological imprint, right? And I can put it into like a better layman's terms with an example of something I learned off of I think a flying script of like Anthony Robbins there. Like, I mean, I remember seeing this video where they said, like, you can wake up fine, no problem. You've got, like, just like us, we're comfortable in this energy, no problem. We give of ourselves energetically that way, no problem. We invite that masculine energy in, no problem. And like you can feel happy in your day, and then somewhere along the line somebody will come up to you and go, oh, hey Mary, how was your weekend? And just gently, show a little love by putting their hand on your shoulder, right? And that imprint right there, even though it doesn't have anything to do with what it might represent, this might also be a neurological imprint from someone coming to your grandmother or someone's passing at a funeral and going, my condolences. You know what I mean? So because you associate that with that past neurological imprint, you carry it over to protect yourself here. So I feel that there's just a further invite to just remain more woke and to be more organic and to be more comfortable with all of the energies coming in, and not to like immediately script something of like, oh, this one's getting too close. No, because what other blockages might you not be receiving as a result of that, just because you're still living in that fearful state of being.
Mm-hmm. And really, we want to pay attention to you know, obviously you want to be able to read the room. You want to be able to discern like what is in alignment with the divine, right? And within your path. And so I feel that I definitely feel personally that I'm in a strong place where I know, okay, this person is not in alignment with, you know, there's something going on there. The energy's weird versus like people that I meet, you know, just serendipitously, and it's very spiritual and connected. And sometimes there's that gray zone that I get confused about. And I think that being discerning, you know, you like, you can feel your trigger points, or like those points coming up where you're like, ooh, I feel really sensitive to this. But then it's like taking a pause, taking a moment, because this is a time where we are really coming into connection with people that we're helping each other out. Like we're in with Pluto and Aquarius, it is like what we've been seeing, the new earth, and creating these intentional communities to really transform and heal the communities and heal the earth, you know, as a whole. And so naturally we're going to have to do that in some sort of like, you know, intimacy, right? Because that, again, that is how we really heal and bring, you know, love and light to the world around us, is through the intimate connection and not feeling that we have to separate.
Well, the intimacy is such an important part because let's face it, none of us would exist if there wasn't any kind of intimacy, right? Like it's the whole connectivity of the becoming one. So now we just got to learn how to dance in that oneness in present time, and remember that everybody's coming from some kind of neurological imprint, that they might be, this is like that whole conversation of like, I'm scared shitless of spiders, but they see in multiples of 8. They must be more scared of me than I am of them, kind of thing. So we forget that because we're always in the eye, you know what I mean?
You
Like in
know,
the protecting over here type of thing. But these are like really new territories for all of us. So not only are we being guided to expand ourselves and open ourselves up that way and become more comfortable and become more fluid in, just so long as we stay present, we stay true and pure to the heart, there's nothing that we can't address without our loving dialogue type of thing. And then the other thing that I got to download on is just to remind everybody that we're in for some really beautiful gifts, right? And a lot of us are going to have that like culture shock. So don't get too excited. It's almost like that dude that wins the lottery and then becomes all the things you wish for all of a sudden, you know, the thing that we fear of, all that, you know, if we get money, I don't want to become mean or whatever,
yeah,
or if that's your abundance is. So one of the downloads was to remind all of us to remain grounded and remain humble and to remember where we're coming from.
yeah, yep. Exactly. And one of the things that really stood out is that we, again, with those narratives coming up, catch yourself, like really be in awareness. Like when you mention, okay, someone tapping you on your shoulder, like that can bring in waves of like memories, trauma, whatever it could be. And also, yeah, just paying attention to the narratives that come up in that moment, and know that, you know, we have the power to change that. Like we are in our power. And yeah, so I felt that when you mentioned that. So I just want to share a comment here from Alexis. Alexis says, everyone is on their own journeys, and I've realized I have to be discerning because you can't put energy into people who don't want it or aren't available.
On point.
100%.
On point.
So it's that beautiful balance, right, of give and receive, of being, again, able to read the room, read the energy, and just like, and that's the beauty of slowing down, like slowing down and catch the wave. Like if we're on the go, we're not giving space and opportunity and the moment for discernment to assess the situation and then make the proper decision from there.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled a card, and or received the
And
card
you're
as we were.
grinning already.
What you said, you were saying something when I received this, and it was on point. But I'm going to show you the card, and you get a read on it as you will. But the key word here is versatility. Let me know. Can you see that clearly?
Yeah, just stayed there for a minute though.
Sun in Gemini.
Wow. 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 There's a lot there, eh?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll say what stands out to me is this six-pointed star.
Yeah, that was huge. Well, that whole crescent right there, it just feels like a new branding for our new world type of thing.
Mhm.
Um, it just that the world is our oyster, that we've got so much flexibility, so much, we're bigger than the world, because even the little township there is sort of shown minimal, and it's up to the interpreter as to how far it is for you versus how close you are to it. But you're so agile that you've everything. You've got the world at your hands, at your feet. You can twist, turn whichever way you want. Like, and just those, there's something about that, the circle and the triangle with the two fancy things there. It just almost feels like, and you know how we're talking about AI replacing humanity? It almost feels like two different identities, that we're stepping into a new identity, and that all of our proper ergonomics are coming along with us.
Yeah.
That's the way it vibes with me. But there's something more there under the earth there. I didn't get it. Is that a turtle?
Uh, uh
It looks in
no,
the far right corner. It forms a turtle shape.
that's what your psychic eyes are seeing. That there's no turtle there, but that's not wrong.
Well, it's taken its time to get here, but it's here.
But turtles are definitely one of the things. Now that you say that, turtles are like they can be in water, and I forgot the term for it, but they can,
They
you know,
have dualities. Yeah, they can live depending on what family structure they come from or something.
yeah, so there's that versatility, as that's the key word here. Then being able to walk on your hands as opposed to your feet, right? So we're like switching things up. And then with the hex or the six-pointed star, I'll say, um, really is that energy of like divine union, like the masculine and feminine energy, all the elements coming together and creating this six-pointed star. So again, that emphasizes like the nature of this conversation of divine union and things being a little bit different, and being able to, you know, think on your feet, walk on your hands, you know,
The,
whatever.
yeah,
Very open to that.
the other vibe I got off of it is that nothing's going to be the way that it's been, like what we were accustomed to seeing. So up might be down and down might be up. Everything's changing. That's
Yeah.
what I get with that. We've got a new identity coming on to us.
Oh, Raven says, she's kind of asking the question, but isn't there an idea of Earth being a turtle, according to an indigenous culture? And possibly, I haven't heard that, but that's really,
You might be on to something. I'm in the discovery that all of a sudden I got foreign words that drop into me, and then I go and I do some research, and I find out that there's some kind of connectivity, very much like my Hanai word there for my homestead type of thing, right? So I would look into it myself. I'm curious now. I will look into it.
yeah. So I feel called to pull, like, to receive two more cards from the Oracle, and
That's
then,
because we have fun reading them together, though, because I'm not an official reader, but I read by energy.
yeah. Oh, so Devin says, the esoteric butcher says, yeah, North America is Turtle Island.
Ah, thanks.
America is considered Turtle Island, which I love the idea of more than America. Yeah. Yes, that is belief.
Sweet.
I love it. Look at this. Look,
Hi,
like perfect.
Jackie. We've got all the right people on here.
Yes, I love it. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is
This is
whew,
awesome.
this is what I really live for. Okay, so ooh, two more cards here, please, Divine. What additional messages do you have for us? Ooh, goosebumps. Yes. I
All
feel
I did was rub my hands together to help.
you. Love you so much. Oh, I love you, Jackie. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. So I believe this was the oracle for this week. in my cosmic climate. So remember this one?
Yes, yes, I remember this one. He gives me Moses vibes.
Oh my gosh! And I just finished the Ten Commandments, like
And look at
the movie. Not I haven't watched the documentary. Kind of threw me off, but I watched the movies
the
from what
one. Yeah,
60s, 50s.
yeah, the older ones. Yeah.
So
So
this is
yeah,
juice, but either way, it's still giving that very like old sage. Um, yeah,
yeah, I really do see very Old Testament vibes off of this card. There's a lot of angelic protection up above. Is that a 10 or a 1? Because I'm backwards here at the top. It's a 10.
mm-hmm.
So we'll make it a 1 because we're up to the new beginnings. You know how I feel about the snake, and to be cautioned about how. So look, at his feet, we've got like a globe, right?
Yeah. This is Earth at his feet. Earth.
Right. So again, Moses led the people out of slavery into a new world, and we got to be mindful of how we're going to prime this new world next. Otherwise, we're going to bite off our own foot. So let's learn for our mistakes and make sure that we're going to step into this new life of ours with what we have actually learned and implement for a great, like, look how beautiful up above is, and so below should
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, you have the cherub, the little angel babies.
Yes. So like because we've all just been born. We just went through that final push. This is it, guys. The gun's gone off, the race is on. It's time to
But
literally let go of that last final scab that's going to heal that sore knee. And Divine says, put on your on. There's no more time to sing a poor pity potty song. Like, no, get over it.
yeah, yeah.
We all have egos.
Dude,
Give them a
no,
timeout, for God's sakes.
go. And this is essentially what, or I'll just add my 2 cents. But what goes around with the Ouroboros, the cycles coming forth, like the karma. So I feel just in the energy of my optimism of my vibes right now, your good deeds, you are getting like all of that is coming back around, and you are being rewarded for that. You are being elevated for that. So there's, just don't worry so much. You're good. You got this. You're divinely protected.
You know, with you saying that, you bring me to a memory I have of when I was really in my miserable state of being, and when I was really down, and somebody would come and create more havoc for me, and I just didn't have any more energy left to, combat or even respond or anything like that. It was not from a space of being spiteful, but it was a space that comforted me. And I'm like, you know what? Divine never
Mm-hmm.
sleeps. So I know that with the way that I walk forward, you know what I mean? That I do not have to fear anything because I'm bringing myself forward in a pure state of being. And therefore, I don't have to, like, I mean, I'm not doing any malice or anything. So what do I have to be afraid of? This is like when you have faith and when you believe and you're like vowed and convicted into your passion and what you're latched onto, then there's no need to discern. What's there to discern? I don't need no lucky charm. I don't need no crystals. I don't need no tarot to
Yeah,
tell me. There's a knowing.
for fun, it's for play, it's for, yeah.
Yeah. It's
I don't need this, like
yeah.
this,
It's like I want to talk to you instead of texting you, and I want to see you. I'm going to video chat you. It's just another tool in the toolbox.
Alexis says exactly. Confident in your actions expels fear. Yes, confident.
Yes.
So we're gonna get another one more oracle because
We
we
do
like the three.
things in threes, right? Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Okay, let's see what we get.
It's hot in here. That's all I know. It was fine when I came in. Now it's like bloody hot.
The fire, the divine fire. Okay, what messages do you have
the tools help. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
to ground us, to have that visual.
At least that's my story I use as to why I still medicate, because I don't need it for my pain anymore.
All right. So we have Mars and Aquarius with rebellion. Are y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? It's time.
Yeah. This
Can you?
this gives me the vibe. You know how they've referred this time as the Holy War? This feels like the last march in. We've traveled miles to have this final fight. It's time to conquer it. Because look at it. He's like in the soldier's face with the sword. Like, I'm going to juke you in the eye. You haven't seen the truth? Let me show you the truth.
Yeah.
That's my vibe with that. That like we're laying it down to rest. And that again, that even complements my download of anything that is man-made or systematically run is going to come down to a crash as we know it, because we're going to overpower. We're going to
Yeah.
overrule.
Yeah. It's time.
That's what that card says to me.
That's literally what I got too. And especially because if you look at these two figures, I mean, they're,
They remind me of the high priests.
yeah, they're definitely what's the word? I can't think of. I mean, let's just say the powers that be, so to speak. Like they're high officials, they're very powerful. And it's like you got this guy here with barely any armor, like he's just wearing rags, or his clothing. Actually, this
He
maybe
doesn't need though much armor
doesn't.
though.
He has this, yeah, and it's like I like that he's like it's pointed upwards to this head region, which is like, to me, it's like the truth of the sword and the clarity, just like,
It's activate your third eye. Wake
yeah,
up and smell. Like, I don't think that person wants to take them out as per se. We're not looking
yeah,
for like a traditional war and its
yeah.
thing. It's just literally to reset the freaking button here, which is the third eye, so everybody wakes up to their truth so that they can connect with divinity for themselves.
Whew, the messages are, it's strong.
It's hot in here. I'm
I'm
sweating.
actually sweating too. So I'm gonna pull. We're gonna get 3 cards from the Angel tarot cards. So let's like mix this energy with the, like, of course, the divine energy, the angel connection. I don't really use this deck often, or I used to, but I haven't in a long time.
I love
And I was
that.
friend of Michael. So again, speaking of the sword energy, the flaming sword, the sword of truth, the sword of, just like when I connect with Archangel Michael, he's so protective and he's ready to slay. Like he's all about justice and truth. And his flaming sword that's all you need. It's so powerful. So we'll see what the messages come through here. And oh wow, that came out really fast. Oh, that was a good one. All right, 2 more. Boom. And 1 more.
I love doing this. We usually just play along with it, but right now,
Now, like we had this conversation. What was it, yesterday?
yeah.
We're gonna save this. We're gonna go live. It's been a minute, so I'm so happy that we did it too. So, what final message do we have here? Final messages. Oh, Kettle Buddha, Lewis.
Are you doing anything for, just totally off subject, not to throw you completely off of your concentration there, but May, the month of Our Lady, is the way that I've been raised with it.
Am I doing anything?
But yeah, are you doing any rituals
I
for
this
the
is
gratitude of the feminine energies? Because it's the priming of Our Lady's month in May.
right. Yeah.
Growing up, my mom was always like, if I was asking to go out somewhere or whatever, it's like, no, 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 no. And ironically, coincidence, not coincidence, my car accident was May 29th in 2003, because she's like left that imprint. So I've like all my life I've been like, it's May, I know it, I'll be careful, okay, because it's like that bad luck seed that she plants, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've been practicing for a good 10, 15 years now, literally opening my May with welcoming good energies as opposed to the way that it's a cautioned energy from mom. For
Yeah.
me, it's
Yeah.
more like, come and cloak me and protect me in this sacred month of yours type of thing. So
You're on to something, the idea. So I'll definitely share with you later. Um, so that's good to know.
well,
All right.
the energy gave out here even talking about it.
Yeah. So there are two. So we got two cards. I felt the guidance to just start with the two, and then based on the energy that comes forth from these two, we'll get the final one. All right. So the very first one that kind of flew out right away and hit the floor is the Six of Wands, and I'll tell you the keywords. It says victory, good news is on its way, public recognition, or awards. So I'll just show you there. Hopefully there's no glare on this.
Yeah, I kind of saw it before you flipped it.
Yeah.
It's literally like a celebratory parade on our way in once all of the work is done and we can actually start to live. It just
Yeah.
gives me that whole, I don't know, New Orleans kind of party in the street kind of thing. It's time to celebrate all our hard work.
Smile on his face. I don't know if you
Yeah.
can you see that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The horse itself, though, the radiance and the grace of a horse and the spirituality of what a horse brings in, that we're actually being chaperoned on a horse, held up high, the way that we were supposed to be all the time.
Blessings to you, Raven. Thank you for being here. And I want to say too, this card, since this was the very first card after we discussed this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like kind of confronting um just whatever it is that we need to do, standing up, it's time, going to fight, going to awaken, activate, catalyze, whatever our role is, being in that purpose, that is the rebellion, right? It's going to be unique for all of us with this Aquarius energy. And then we have Mars here too as well, emphasizing us to really follow our passions and inspire, act on inspiration. And in truth. And so then to see this card coming right after that is amazing, right? And I'll just say with the general like meaning of this card, essentially the Six of Wands, in this case Six of Fire, this is an indication of like you have accomplished or made it through over like a major milestone. There's still work to be done,
Oh,
but have accomplished what it is that you set out to achieve at this time, right? So this could be in the present moment, and this is also as we move forward into going out in community, activating, awakening, catalyzing, whatever our role is, right? Whatever you're here to do. So then the next card is the Eight of Water. And the key word here, or the keywords or energy is a desire to move on, and the search for something more meaningful, and spiritual and emotional growth, right? So I really feel this connection to spiritual and emotional growth, but I'll show you the picture here. So Eight of
what are those cups under there?
yeah,
What number is it?
8
Beautiful. No mistake there. But and is that underwater or is it
underwater. But there's kind of like
again, it's all literally, we're made up of mostly water. We're in an 8th year and we're in the middle of our ascension. How perfect can that card be?
yeah.
We're rising up. It's really time to step into our true identity.
And with the first part of this, a desire to move on, or the search for something more meaningful. So I think that is also kind of giving us some sort of insight. If you feel right now that you're in a space like I feel like there's something in our space that we kind of have to let go of as
I
well.
was just just gonna say that
to really embody and to really feel that growth, to embody that growth, as it's like the search for something more meaningful, right? So the ability to let go of something will help us to result in the expansion of,
yeah,
whatever the activation is for ourselves.
yeah.
Oh,
I got that with respect to seeing the body float. That
yeah,
if you notice, there's no resistance, and we're giving permission
yeah,
for what comes next to come.
yeah,
So I would like to have it like invited to me that way, because again, if I'm like in that space of letting go, I'm going to continue, for me personally, to like, God, if I hear that I gotta let go one more thing, I just want to let it be. I want to allow it to be. I want to give it grace and welcome it in.
yeah. No, man, I know when I see this card, I'm like, I always know, and it's not the same thing every time, but I know exactly, it hits me. And this is, anyways, this is like definitely those things that we're emotionally like attached to. It's like we gotta release it. Like we have to be able to like let go. Um, okay, so I'm gonna pull one more final card. This has been such an amazing reading, of course, always. And I love that, everyone has been engaged. Mary, my brother popped in. I don't know if he's still here. Gerardo, if you're still here, say hi. Just like wait.
Hi!
The rebel was my
We're
brother. Oh my gosh.
kind of twinsies, our families.
Right? Our Torian brothers.
Our Taurian brothers with our Leo moms.
Right. Okay, so final message for okay, there we go. I think it's water energy. Let's see. Ooh. Like to fall on the card. Yes. Okay, so this is 9 of Cups, 9 of Water, and the key words here: your wishes come true, concerns fade away, and a love life. Right. So a beautiful divine union. We're above water. Look at that.
Yep.
Like you can't make it up.
And
Like I mean,
you know what? The actual, I don't know what it is at the very center at the bottom. It almost looks like an oversized diamond in the rough. I know it's a cup, right? But from a distance, it gave me the diamond thing, and it just reminds me of like a diamond that, to become a diamond, it's gone through some serious ass pressures. But look at how the world is accessible to this person, right? Doesn't matter how calm or vicious the waters are, it's just all open space. What do you want to create? And when we're in water, nothing should come hard, because the water literally lifts us. It's half the weight, you know what I mean? So everything should be very.
hello. So at this point in the live that I had with Mary, we actually got disconnected from our live. Our live video just ended about 45 minutes in. Not quite sure what the deal was, because usually you get an hour time frame for live videos if they do decide to cut you off. And maybe the energy was just so strong and so high. The people in the chat were just amazing and engaging. There was so much energy in the space that technology could not handle it. So that is why you are having this disruption in the middle of the video. And so definitely keep watching for the last couple minutes as we bring the energy full circle. We reconnect, everyone rejoins the live, and we just really anchor in the messages that came forth. Give me a second. I'm almost done, okay? I'm almost done. All right, so we got disconnected. I don't think I was at an hour, but that was really weird. We were at an epic moment, and I definitely want to close this out. So this is part 2. If you didn't watch part 1, definitely go check that out. It is. So I'm going to pull Mary back up. and I just had an epic share in the moment, and then it was like boom, ended, live ended. My phone is gonna die soon too, so
Wow, that was an hour for real?
I don't think so. I don't think we started at 2, and it's like
Or was it something I said? Like, I don't know.
there was a lot coming through, and I was witnessing after while you were saying that, I literally witnessed a robin in my backyard. She like dropped the worm and then she like ate it. Like I saw the whole thing as you were delivering what you were saying, and I was just like, and I think that's how it ended. My mouth was like wide open because I was really excited to share.
Yeah,
But
because
the energy's too strong. Yeah. But I wanted to we'll wrap this up
yeah.
anyways because I definitely keep it. Well,
Look at our energies. We're freezing
yeah,
constantly. We're so powerful here.
this is amazing. But yeah, so I don't know if you remember what you were saying, but do you want
I was
to
just saying that it just seems like that we got to get comfortable with literally functioning the way that our true identity is, and that's mostly water, that we got to move with the flow.
yeah,
It shouldn't, life and the experiences that we have in life should never come heavy. It's giving you the representation of how we become a fraction of our weight in water. Everything is like floaty and graceful, which is very complementive to our original DNA of being organic energies. Like, I mean, this is just an outfit we chose to wear for this lifetime, right? We can't really see ourselves and how beautiful we are. We're too bright. So
yeah.
that's the vibe that I got off of that particular.
Emphasized. Yeah, that was emphasized as the video just abruptly ended.
And then it dropped.
Yeah. So we're gonna bring this. All right. So if you're just tuning in, we actually had about an hour worth of content of conversation. So definitely check out the first part of this. And we're actually just gonna bring it full circle. We started the discussion talking about divine union and soul family and the integration or the significance of that divine light connecting with the cosmic egg, right? And we started talking about the fascia kind of representing semen, and again I was on the kick of the cosmic egg and fertility. So we were basically bringing this together to share that not only are we coming into union with our own divine feminine and masculine, naturally we're going to see or have these connections in our reality where we're meeting people, and whether they're masculine, feminine, how whatever the energy is, that it might bring us, we might feel a little bit uncomfortable with the intimacy that the connection brings. And Mary and I kind of spoke about just holding space, right, and giving a little bit of time, especially being discerning, right? So if these are people that have the same intention as you're compassionate with one another, there's a lot of strong love there. Give yourself time, hold space for that as we're coming into connection to really move forward in the spiritual light work that we're here to accomplish, right? As we really start to build and support the new earth that we're in and to calibrate with that vibration.
Your little
So do you want
your little card reader there? I'm looking
oh
at her. She's about to pull the next 3 cards.
So Lewis says, Kettle Buddha says, fascial equals semen, being the structure which the woman nurtures and transforms. Yes, you got to check out. Talked a bit about that. Yeah, and that's kind of the inspiration for this conversation.
Exactly.
The visual of fascia looking like semen and the divine light and energy that it is, and how that is necessary for the fertilization of the cosmic egg, right?
And we're about to be born into our new life. There's no coincidences of this.
Yeah, we do. We'll check it out once I'm done. But yeah, so it's a beautiful thing. And so with this merging of all that divine energy, divine intelligence, divine intuition, we are creating life. We are giving life to this in union with the earth, right? Mm-hmm. In union with the elevation of the earth and just what's being birth for all of us at this time.
These are
We just
exciting times, that's for sure.
yes. All right. So
Oh,
I don't want to get
forget to collaborate. I want to be able to circulate this one. This
yeah.
one's really good.
Yeah. We'll assess that when we get done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's gonna be on YouTube as well.
Okay.
And I will try my best. I know we'll discuss once I'm done.
No
Okay.
problem.
Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for your feedback.
Catch part 1 before you catch this one.
Yeah, check out part 1. This is part 2. All right, bye Mary. I'll talk to you.
Bye, hon. We'll talk again soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.